Morning world, welcome to Sunday the 25th. I always have to check my watch to make sure I got it right. But then sometimes my watch is wrong. But anyway, good morning world. Welcome to Sunday 25th of October, and maybe the beginning of the week where we actually bury our submarine. As you can probably imagine, to sink this thing in the ground and keep it in there is going to take a fair bit of concrete. But before we can put the concrete around this, we have to put water in it. That's going to take a lot of water, which I don't really want to fill up off my mains because we're on a water meter. So every drop of water that I put in here is basically wasted. So I'm trying to find a way of putting water in this in a less wasteful manner. I have an idea. So what's the idea? I hear you say? Well, it might involve an hour or so on there. But not this hour, because now it's time for me to go and visit my parents. The Sunday pilgrimage. Just for a second there, I thought you had trespassers, but it's actually my wife and eldest daughter walking the dogs. So, but one of the pups seems to be a little too interested in the sheep. I might have to do something about that. Well, no, maybe Mrs. P has got it in hand. Pepper's just been told that chasing sheep is not a good idea, because it's not. Oh well, she's only a pup, they gotta learn. Okay, so we have got a new proper water treatment or sewage treatment plant going in because our old septic tank system is not doing the job properly. It's one of those things where it's an expense that we could do without, but if we're going to do it, we might as well do it properly. But that tank, it is way bigger than we need. I know it's overkill, but it future-proofs the whole property, that if ever anything else was to be going on here, the system we're putting in is big enough and man enough to take double, more than double what we've got now. Not saying we've got plans to do expand or anything else like that, but you never know. I just sooner future-proof it and put it in big enough now. Anyway, to put that tank in, as mentioned earlier, it's got to be concrete in. It's going in here in the orchard, and well, as we're concreting it, literally we've got to fill it with water. That's a lot of water, but we've got a stream over there, so, and an old duck pond, which is in here. Now the duck pond was dug out years and years ago. Obviously it's silted up. So my thinking is that if I can get in here and re-dig this out again and let it fill up with water, I've got a ready water supply to pump from here into the tank, rather than using treated chlorinated water, which is going to end up running back down the ditch anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hedge my bets. It's a bit damp in there, so maybe for the time being now I'm just going to clear some of what I can reach from the banks off and cut a little bit of a trench in there to drain the water out of it, and then if we get a couple of dry days, perhaps I can get in here and actually dig it out. That's the plan. I always say that's the plan because that usually is the plan, and sometimes the plan comes off and works and sometimes it doesn't. Right, okay. So there's not many places I can put this camera, so I think for a minute I'm just going to stick you up there. just found a horse nest. I think I'll shut the windows. Right, they can stay out there. You can come in here. That's one nest of very unhappy jaspers. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get out from it. Not here. I'm a simple man, don't want a complication. Part of me is sorry I've disturbed them, because they aren't really doing any harm, but I need to do this and they're in the way.
Okay, so this piece of ground was last cleared, I think it probably was 5 or 6 years ago. It was still an active golf course at the time, so we didn't really discourage the brambles because it kind of stopped people climbing over our hedges and just looking for golf balls. But obviously that time has now passed. The piece of land opposite is now ours. We bought it back. And now I can kind of afford to open it up without the risk of folks climbing over my fences. But we have got 5 years worth of brambles and stuff to get rid of. So this is what we got to do. We got to get it out. I'm going to bore this up, get it out in the ground, and then hopefully tomorrow I can come back with a skid steer, pick it all up, and then we can throw it through the shredder.
Right, well unfortunately I didn't press the record button very firmly earlier, so I've missed a little bit, but we have managed to clear the worst of that bank, obviously, and I've dug the base out of the pond from one side. So a lot of it got up here. I'm going to have to let that drain back down into there before I dig that out, but I think we're going to put a piece of pipe in there and actually put an access across here for livestock and geese and stuff like that. So it'll be a small, it won't be really a vehicle gate, it'd just be more like a wide pedestrian gate or a hunting gate type thing. So I think that's going to be the plan for that. But if the rain stays off tomorrow, hopefully I'll put a piece of pipe in there tomorrow, fill that in a bit so we can get across. We'll put the gate in probably next year, and then we'll dig that side out, bund this up a little bit, and then I'll have plenty of water, potentially, to fill my tank up. Right, 3:30, it is raining, but not for long. I'm going to go and count some sheep. One of the Herdwicks just seems to want to have nothing to do with anybody. Keeps going off by herself, but she looks okay. Maybe she's just antisocial. Morning world, welcome to a wet and miserable Tuesday 27th of October. The pond is pretty much dug. Hello sheep. I've still got a little bit of tidying up and fettling to do around the banks, sort of batter it back and like I say, tidy up, but I think it is wet and all I'm going to do is make a mess. So I think probably digger will stay where it is for the time being. I'll come back to this as and when it's dry enough and, like I say, batter these banks back properly and have a bit of a tidy up. So there was going to be some pond digging action today just to finish off. I lost a load of the footage because I put the camera up over there to film me doing all this on time lapse, and I don't know, I didn't press the button properly or whatever, but it didn't record. So there's probably about 3 hours worth of video that I didn't take, so sorry. But you can have a bit of before and after, so you saw what this was like before, I hope, and now you can see what it's like when it's finished. So two reasons for digging this out. One, this always was a bit of a duck pond, so there's another pond inside the poultry pen, and this one out here just gives our birds somewhere to go, and what do they call it, habitat enhancement or stuff like that. But also, because we're having our new poo tank put in, we need to fill that up with water as we're backfilling it in, and I didn't want to use tap water because that's wasteful. This job needed doing anyway, so I've got a ready source of water that literally is going to get diverted for a couple of days. It will go into the tank and then it will end up going back into the stream. That's the plan. So there you go. Right, okay, I need to get rid of some of this stuff here. The guys come down, took some trees down yesterday, brought the chipper down, but Martin went off with the keys to the chipper so they couldn't use that. So I'm going to come over with a skid steer and the muck grab before it gets too wet, pick up as much as I can, because I've actually got Matty over there on the shredder this morning, and I can kind of get rid of it all. As usual, that's the plan. Well, the ground's still reasonably firm. I wouldn't want to trap the skid steer across here once it gets wet, because it will just churn it up and make a mess. This is where I try not to drop the camera in there.
About a bird feeder.
A bird feeder? Alright. I saw half a brick go in just now. Yeah, but by the time I spotted it, it was kind of already in there, so. A lot of that is the bramble that we took out from around the duck pond yesterday. So it's just easy to do it with that thing. Not like you go to chip brambles. Right, you can go back up there. Right, I need to get some of that out of there and into there. That ground is drier than I thought it was going to be, so I reckon I could probably, I won't get up Pigeon Mead, it's too wet up there, but I might get some of this out down here. It's got to go somewhere. Right then, shift some muck. This is too fresh to go straight in the spreader, there's too much grass in it, so it's got to go in the heat. Right, well, while Matthew's got the case, there's not much more I can do because I can't empty this. I suppose I could use Dad's 695, but I'll use the MXU. I've got appointments to go and look at tree work in a minute anyway, so I think what we'll do is I'll let Matthew finish on the shredding. I'll open these gates again now, or shut the gates, whichever way we'll look at it. Let the cattle back in here, they can come in this side, and then maybe this afternoon, if the weather's kind to me, I'll do the other end, and then bed them out. No point in bedding them out now. I'll probably do that later on this afternoon, so at least they got an overnight very dry bed. Guess who's found the pond? You can't swim, Gunther, you stupid creature. if he tries to get in there, right, I'll leave them to it. They will fight over who gets to lie on that bit.